Well, incredibly proud of our team and the courage, the toughness that they responded with coming off a tough game a week ago. I loved the line of scrimmage all day. Really thought that was a big deciding factor in the game. Thought we had a great rhythm today. Thought we ran the ball efficiently, better against a really good, tough front that's committed to stopping the run. Our guys, we really challenged them just about the pile, just moving, forward in favor of the good guys on both sides of the line of scrimmage. And there were several times in the game I'm able to make a nice little cut up just to affirm what winning looks like. Just following forward and just kind of taking the life out of your opponent one play at a time. I believe in that. I've been on the wrong side of it. As a defensive coach, when the line of scrimmage isn't going where you want it to go, and that's a team that's very competitive in all three phases. Again, coming off a game where they rushed for just under 200 yards in Baton Rouge a week ago, set the tone on defense and on offense. Got the ball right out the gate, and we go right down the field and score, and 2 fourth down stops to start the game and getting us into a really good rhythm on the road, creating energy and trying to, create a little doubt as a byproduct, on the opposing sideline. Really thought that, again, a week ago where we left a lot to be desired in the third quarter, certainly when the game was still in doubt, we didn't play great football, and we certainly didn't complement or compensate for either side of the ball. But I thought the second and the third quarter in defense, man, again, 63 yards on 32 plays, 2 yards of play, just really not allowing them to get in the game. Obviously going in at halftime, there's, talk about a game of inches when I really felt like we had a chance to really slam the door in the first half, whatever that looks like. I love the strain of our players. I'm mad at the execution and some of the smallest details of playing good defense, but they poked one in there going into halftime, and I just love the attitude, the courage, the toughness, the determination, the belief. Never flinched. And just a great day, man. Again, I think they had under 2 yards a carry on the day. I don't think they had a third down conversion until the fourth quarter when the game was already in doubt. And offensively, man, red zone, again, we're 100% on the year. Going on the road, you'll take the field goals, but, man, you can really set the tone for the day when you score touchdowns. And we were 3 out of 3, scoring touchdowns. Today they were 1 out of 2, and we had gotten to a great rhythm again defensively. 6 3 and outs. Offense, I think they had 1 on the day until late in the game when we had some of the. We're just trying to run the clock out. +2 in the margin, so good for us. It's about time. Way overdue. You had 8 different guys that caught balls. I thought John really responded in a great way. Made some really good plays, great decisions. Grayson Miller was good, had a bad punt, but made up for it. John had a good punt there, put him on a 1, and old funky Marcus Strong got in there and got himself a safety. I just saw a team that was hungry and even angry, hangry. It's a hangry football team, and the team that, again, felt like we had a lot to prove and know that we have a good football team. And the game of football will punish you when you don't do the little things right, and we certainly did a lot a week ago in the second half and the third quarter where we didn't give ourselves a chance. But really just, again, proud of our guys and just really just playing together. There's a really good synergy about it. I'm really happy for our fans. We had an amazing showing with our fans. So I've said this a lot. One of the most fulfilling and gratifying things for me is to have people be proud of, our team. And if just for a moment, we got high standards at Oklahoma, justifiably so. I'm aligned with them, and but today was a day that they could appreciate our guys. I feel like this is a team that's been battle tested. the season, even going into today. And I think that was a great advantage for us. Our guys didn't flinch, and they believed. And again, as the saying goes, judge a man, judge a team, judge a unit. When things aren't going well, and when everybody questioned, the team from a week ago, our guys had the ability, the maturity to, block out that noise and focus on, again, doing the things that winning requires, and the energy, the execution, the physicality, great focus to them. So real thankful for our players and just their determination today.
Brent, going into halftime, it kind of felt a little bit like last week where you guys were controlling the half and they scored there right before the half. You guys responded there the second half a lot better than maybe you did a week ago. What does that say maybe about this?
Yeah, it's our players. Our players made the decision. Here we are again. Get used to it. This is, college football, and, we watched, again, I think I talked to you guys about it, can't remember for sure, but just watching Georgia 14-play drive, what does it look like? What does winning ugly look like? But just winning, what does it look like? There's good and there's bad. There's penalties, there's big plays, there's execution. It goes back and forth, and you gotta get yours more than you got. We watched a little video on that, but that's the game of football, and it's certainly again this conference. But it says a lot again about their ability to respond and punch back, keep striking, and what I've said, and when you don't win a week ago, it doesn't really resonate with anybody, and I get that. But we have been incrementally improving. There's not a position on your entire football team that requires the chemistry and the cohesion, the trust that's developed in the offensive line, and we're getting a little better. We protected pretty good, and we ran the ball. We covered people up. We strained, and if you go back and just challenge, you to go and just watch the pile, for the most part all day, both sides went in the right direction, and just finishing with strain, finishing with toughness. Don't be satisfied. Your effort, matters. And man, that's what a hungry, tough team does. They finish, play in and play out.
Brent, you second play of the game, I think. 2nd and 20, you're backed up. Before today, if you just ran the ball, everybody said, well, they're nuts. They just want to punt. But Blaylock springs one for 18 yards.
Yep.
You're off to the races. What happened on that play, and why did the whole day just work so well in the running game where you could trust it?
Yeah, again, I think they were playing, with coverage. I think they maybe got out of the gap. We had a good run that was designed that they were plussing over a certain way, and our guys took advantage, out-executed them on that particular play. And Torrey ran through some trash, guys covered people up and got into the secondary, and that's what you have to do. I say this to our players all the time. This game will punish you, which is from the smallest incremental, mistakes. And at the end of the day, you look back, and it's going to be the sum of all those, mistakes that can really, again, expose you. And so, we were on the right side of it, today for a good part of the day. But that was, again, a tone setter, and again, proud of the offensive line and Torrey, and you saw that happen, when we needed it, quite a few times today.
Brent Taylor's line had another big game. Just what does it seem like seeing him not be satisfied and build on what he's been doing?
Yeah, no, he's very humble. He's rooted in his work, and he's raised the right way. He's thankful for his opportunity. You guys interviewed him, and he kept saying the same thing. Like he was like not a real human being, right? But he's a robot when it comes to that, and that being he understands and respects, the work, the detail of how you play at a high level. He really respects Coach Chavis, and Coach Chavis done an amazing job with his whole group. Taylor's a byproduct of that, of just a lot of work, a lot of sweat equity, and maximizing being ready for his opportunity when the opportunity's there.
Coach, it looked like you guys were sitting waiting on that fake punt. How unsurprising was that fake punt?
You know, we said it every time our punt return went out there, and it was a bunch of times. I don't know how many times they punted, how many times they punt. A lot, but you know, Coach Beamer's done an amazing job. That unit has been a real weapon for him for several years in creating big plays and explosive plays, and you know, that was a huge focal point for us of not allowing, like, stopping a fake, you know, sniffing out a fake, having amazing protection on a lot of funky overloads and things. Those are big plays in the game. Everybody else doesn't necessarily maybe see it that way, but those are the plays that, you know, a good team is ready for. And I just appreciate Coach Deacon having the guys ready, and our guys respecting, you know, how you go win and not be vulnerable to those things. So now, again, you've written book. People are going to write book on you. Oh no, they're disciplined. Look, they're ready for a fake. And then you start to squeeze and condense a call sheet or a Rolodex, and now you don't open, you know, Pandora's box. So really heads up by our guys.
You've obviously coached a few games in this building. Just talk about, you kind of hit on it a little earlier, the opening drive, getting the crowd out of the game, and then you could kind of probably play a lot freer.
Yeah, and that would be true anywhere, but the environment here is fantastic, as good as there is in college football. The fan base is passionate, they're loyal, and you go on the road, you know, you're going to have to be able to play through, you know, the chaos of game day, and but at the end of the day, you can set the tone, you know, for the day. And I think again, a couple of those fourth down stops early in the game, offense going down, scoring on that first drive, kept everybody a little bit, you know, edgy and maybe a little more quiet. But you know, that's what happens when your guys, you know, play and compete, you know, with great strain.
Right, your defense, when they got the momentum back in the third quarter, had 3 third and shorts, 4 or less yards that they were able to get off the field on. And Kendall had that big third down stop on 3rd and 1 on their first drive. What did that say to you to have those weren't advantageous third downs, and your defense able to get off the field in those?
Man, our toughness, and our coaches doing a good job, players believing. That doesn't keep happening without belief and without the physical and the mental toughness, having a bad case of the wants and a lot of strain, you know, the physical strain. They fought for each other, and I challenged the team. Everybody's individual success is tied to the man next to you. Mine is to you, yours is to mine, and everybody's to everybody around them. And so, man, lean on each other, have each other's back, you know, doing your job with everything you got, laying on the line. When we watched the video together, man, shows the respect that you have for your opportunity and for your teammates. And so you do that because of love, trust, cohesion, toughness, physicality, fundamentals, knockback, all of the things that define, good football. And man, those were huge plays. I'm really, really proud to watch that happen. Again, it just takes me back to 3 short years ago when against Baylor in a 1-score game. We couldn't stop them, in those 3rd and 1s, and those were gut punches. But our guys have fought and battled. There's 7 of those guys that were there and didn't have great roles at that time, but they've kind of grown up into the mentality, what we want to be about and known for.
You saw Gentry leave early. Just have an update on him.
Yeah, he banged on his shoulder. Everything was clear in the X-rays and stuff, so hopefully he'll be okay.
How did you think the secondary played down in Cortland getting in there?
Yeah, it was good. We had a PI that wasn't great. A couple of PIs. I'd rather him get a PI than catch the ball, though. So we had to clean up some fundamental things. We had the 1 corner route. We got him on 3rd and forever. I wish I could have the call back and put him in something different. And they made a nice play. And but overall, top to bottom, I thought it was good. They're known for creating explosive plays, and that's kind of they, as opposed to being a methodical offense, be able to stay on the field. And so we want to take away because they have big play capability, and the way they run the ball with that quarterback, he gets a lot of attention. So it makes you a little more vulnerable. You certainly don't want him to have balance. The quarterback can throw the ball all over the lot, and so we wanted to really challenge the offensive line and just never let him consistently get his feet set. And I think our guys did a nice job of that.
First, like Xavier Robinson's coming on strong as well as Torrey Black. What did you see from him as he's ramped it?
Yeah, had some good tough runs today, some really good things to build off of. Had a good week of practice, and some of the same little, he gets a little thin on some of the, the blocks. He knows how to, where they're set up and where they're a little vulnerable. Even if it's just for 2 more yards, he knows where those spots are. And that's what a good running back needs to do, needs to find those. And he got into a good rhythm, showed some good things today.
For 2 more. After last week's game in the offense and the way they struggled, it's kind of the first time that Ben's made, question, I guess. And how do you feel like he maybe responded with the game plan and the job that the offense did today? It felt like.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, question and all that. It's easy, when things don't go well, and that starts with us. So you have to, he's going to carry that burden. But, man, he's a tough guy, and I've said that a lot about him. I felt that through the evaluation process, the hiring process, that he's got really good toughness to him. He's super ultra competitive, but he's got great humility. So not hard-headed, take an honest, evaluation of, all right, what's good, what isn't, what we need to get better at, and emphasize the right things, and think collectively as an offensive staff. He can't do it alone. And so I think all of them together, did a great job of, again, just showing, great belief and determination and putting our guys in position to, to go win.
Right, in the same vein, the ability for John to bounce back last week and have the game that he did after last week. I know talking to him last week, he sort of took it last week to heart. What did you see from him?
Again, just what I said on Tuesday, I'm not going to be surprised. This is a dude. And I say that like in the football world, just a dude that is going to own everything, good and bad, not just the good. And if he has a fault, he wants to carry the weight for the whole team. And let's just focus on getting better, not be perfect. You're never going to be. And making good decisions, in that position. Don't try to go win the game every drive. And so just a competitive maturity. He's displayed that. This is year 2 for him as far as a starting quarterback, and he's got a track record of responding. After some tough moments, and every quarterback's going to have some moments they'd like to get back. And heavy as the crown goes to that position, and he's exactly who I thought he was, and nothing more, nothing less. But he's got all the right stuff: the guts, the toughness, the humility. Because you don't handle that moment without humility. And I appreciate his leadership. One of the best leaders I've been around, adult or young man, wearing a uniform. He's really pretty remarkable.
Thank you,
All right.
Coach.
You got it.